Hey, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at DraftKings and we're going to talk a little bit about the sell-off. Keep in mind, it's not a recommendation to buy, sell, or trade, just my own personal opinion and thoughts. Now, if you want to grab my thoughts, you can do so on our Discord server. Just go ahead and grab it in the link in the description below and you can sign up. And it's just basically like a chat room where you can interact. And there's also some charts posted periodically. And I also mentioned some trading tips throughout sometimes the day or week. And if you want to grab some of the live classes or freebies that I have, go to the Traders Fly website because we've got a lot of great live classes that we just filmed and we've got a few set up here for next week as well. Anyway, let's kick things off and let's get going on this. And I want to share with you some of this DraftKings stuff. So as we look at the DraftKings, you can see, DraftKings, Roku, Deer, they're making some big pre-market things. And the shares fall about 20%. So anyway, the CEO, the company, everybody, they're trying their best. Look, I mean, any company, they're usually trying their best. They're trying to make things work. And unfortunately, from a stock environment perspective, we are in a bad market. The market is choppy, shaky. You could say you're in a snowstorm, a hurricane, whatever the case is. So you need to, if you're going to be trying to pump your stock and the stock's trying to go well, you got to really be on par with these earnings. It's got to be like different than everybody else. And, and it wasn't, and it's okay, it's part of the companies, cycles, there's seasonality to any company. But anyway, what I want to show you here is just a chart. I'm just talking about pricing, like pricing from the chart perspective of, hey, what's going on with this chart? Where would I buy it? Where would I nibble? Where would I take a little bit of a insight? So anyway, this stock had kind of this IPO over here. We had some good movement here, and then that stock kind of trended here to this upside. Now, one thing a little bit concerning here for me was a little bit of this head and shoulders pattern. So that could have been a little bit of a problem, right? So here's your head, and here's the one shoulder, here's another shoulder. So when you start looking at stuff like this, and then this line here being broken, that is a bit of a problem. You also have rising bearish volume. That is not good from a stock perspective. Right? I'm not saying the company is bad right off the top. I'm just saying investors don't like these kinds of things. From a pricing perspective, they might be interested in getting into other things. You've got resistance here overhead at some of these other price points, which is right around, $63, $64. We could be a little more precise if we take the highs, but I'm just kind of winging it right now. Okay, so as we go in and we start evaluating some of this stuff, the energy is picking up to the sell side. Now, I thought this stock would start bouncing around the 20. 20 is a nice round number. A lot of psychology goes into that. And you can see it did start bouncing a little bit. Unfortunately, we had earnings kind of right around that corner. And this, after earnings, the stock's picking back up some speed to the downside. So this is not good. Usually, when you see stuff like this, it's kind of a retracement like this that we've had earlier, where we've got a retracement to the upside, and then you got the sell side pressure. So again, retracement, sell side pressure, not a good thing, not great at all. So now, where's the stock? Usually now you gravitate to either about a $15 or $10 level, unless you can get back into the 20, and that needs to do that in the next handful of days or a week or so. Otherwise, you're going to have that energy sucking that stock back down into these lower levels, which you can see right here at about 11, 10 bucks. So, that's where the problem lies, is these names, were nice big flyers for a while, but now you could see, boom, we could have that pullback pretty nasty and significantly back down to about that $10 level. So, looking at that support right here, this is kind of, what I'd be looking at is if we keep going that way, normally wait 3 to 5 days to really get a full evaluation. Now, if you've got positions already, you probably need to manage them. You either need to say, hey, I need to sell more calls. If you're selling calls, you can sell a call, at the money rather than out of the money. You can sell one even in the money, because if the stock's still going down, that in the money call, they're not going to take away your stock till later, probably a couple days before expiration. So you could sell an in the money call even, and the premium that you make offsets the stock value because it has some tangible value to it. So anyways, you can start being a little more protective or defensive if you like. I'm not saying go out and do that. It's not a recommendation. It's just, I'm just saying you could reduce your deltas or your overall bullishness exposure if you still want to hold a stock. But watching these price levels, that could be a problem because there is just a lot of huge selling pressure when it comes to this stock. And it's a problem right now. So you could have a chance to fill this gap, but you have to watch to see how it does it, because it's not going to happen in 1 to 2 days, right? It takes time. Like you look at Facebook, after the selling, it still takes time to sell off. You look at Netflix, they're still selling pressure, and even then, they're still digesting this whole move. So even when you look at DKNG, it's not going to happen in one day. So all this stuff, we're going to see how it evolves and, moves from here. But overall, the sentiment is negative. So that means you'll probably energetically, you'll pull down to lower levels. And right now, one of the bigger lower levels is around $10. You do have some other little levels of support, but the stock has got some bad energy to it right now, unfortunately. So anyway, that's just my take on it. And I would expect it to go a little bit lower from here, but you might see a little pop first, but we're trying to find a base. I thought it'd be basing right around here. Maybe this was a nice base, but it didn't fully base yet there. So unfortunately, it didn't pan out. And now we're looking again for another base, because now we've got more selling pressure. So as it goes down, you need another more sideways move before you usually go higher. It just doesn't snap up right away. It just doesn't stock doesn't go down and then snap up right away, unless there's just some serious positive news in the marketplace. So anyways, that's just my thought on this. Definitely hope you join me here on the Discord channel if you like. And also make sure you go in and grab some of the great freebies we have on our website. Just go to the freebie section on TradersFly. You download a bunch of these freebies for free. And you can check out some of the live classes that we have, like risk arrays for options. I've got a market seasons class, trading single options, constructing portfolio, and how to really adjust option trades as well. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Truly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week and weekend ahead, and I will see you next time.